Hi guys, welcome back to Fat Boys RC. How's it going in the real world out there? I'm here again in YouTube land to bring you another car to look at. And today, you will do as I say, or I will smite you down. Because today, we have the HPI Smiter. Now, I love a mini beast. All these little cars, do love them. 1/12, 14ths, 1/16ths, anything like that. Really do like her. The technology that goes into them nowadays is as good as some of the big cars. Can really give you as much fun as some of the big cars. Now, I like this Smiter. I've got a slider, which is a smaller one. I've also got things like UDIs, and we've looked at the Mojave Grom, the Typhon Grom, we've looked at PDI Racing, we've looked at all those kind of things. Probably only one other car I've seen I think is better value than this. I think the ROG 1 from Rolaro is a great car, simply because it's got the 3S and it has got a very good build quality. But this thing has been really impressive. I was quite shocked. I fancied one, and then my son went and bought one because he's always buying them and says, "Here, Dad, look at this." So let's have a look, shall we? Now, here we go. As you can see, we've already had this out of the box. We've had it up the Shattendine track. We've been doing some jumping and some running on it. And this thing is quick. It comes out of the box with a 2S battery. Like, 2S battery is standard, but HPI or Blackzon have told us, or in the spec, this is a 3S ready car. And my son put a 3S battery straight in it, and yeah, it's 3S ready. It goes like nuts. Now, some of the things to note about this over the brushed version, right? This one is like a fully upgraded version. So the car itself has the capability of 3S. First of all, obviously, you've got a decent quality body there. I haven't took the plastic off it yet, if it's looking a bit dull in the video for you. Now, inside here, we've got the brushless motor. Now, this brushless motor is a 4,200 kV motor, so it's a very, very fast little motor. We've got 4-gear differentials front and back, and they are steel. The brush one uses aluminium, so they've got steel differential gears. Okay, shaft driven 4x4 as usual. Coilover suspension all round. Now, the difference with this one is metal oil-filled suspension. Now, this is sounding very much Grom-like, isn't it? Or Grom BLX. That's because basically, I think you've got a really, well, you've got a contender to beat the Groms as one of the best bashers about for the money. Now, a Grom's going to cost you £230 ready to run. Do you know how much this one's going to cost you? You go on somewhere like Model Sport, you will find this for $129.99 ready to run with the charger. Obviously, it's just a cheap charger. You can get yourself a decent charger. I've got some GT Power videos. You go and have a look at those. You get yourself a nice little charger. Radio control transmitter, obviously, and a 2S battery. Now, you can then go out and spend, say, £20, £30 on a 3S battery, and you're going to have £160 a 3S bashing mini beast. Right, okay. So, as a comparison, there is the Mojave Grom, okay? So, as you can see, they're 1/12 scale, but obviously the scale of radio control car is conjective. So, it depends on what they were scaled off in the first place. Now, these are both... this is a 1/12, these are 1/14, I do believe, the Mojave Grom. So it's slightly bigger car. Okay, let's have a look. Lots and lots of thick plastic as usual. Doesn't feel as stocky as a Grom, but then we are looking at a desert truck rather than a sort of short track truck. Now, it's got the all-in-one receiver and ESC. Again, not really a fan of those, but in these smaller cars, it seems to work. It's got a light package on it if you're into shiny, bright lights. I personally don't really care about bright, shiny lights, but it has got it. Comes as standard in the box, wheelie bar. Don't fall for the marketing online. We actually purchased a separate wheelie bar with the brushless one. It comes in the box. So you're actually looking at a fully brushless ready or brushless RTR 3S ready car. Now, I think this is possibly one of the best 1/12ths on the market, and it comes in different configurations. If you get the brushed one, which is obviously not quite as good, you're going to be looking at around a sort of 70, 80 pound mark, whereas this is 130 pounds. But what else are you going to get for that specification for 130 pounds? I'm sure there's someone out there watching this now that's going to go, oh yeah, that's one. Why don't you buy that instead? It's lovely. Well, tell me what one it is then, and I'll have a look at that and all. Oh, let's have a meltdown. Right, so obviously we've had this out on the track. We've got a little bit of video of it bashing about, and I'll tell you what, we had this 3S and 2S. We crashed it at full high speed. We've jumped it. We've somersaulted it and landed it on its roof. And we've chased it with the drone to see how fast it goes. And to be quite honest, all that's happened, we've got a couple of, well, we've got some scratches on the top, nice slider bar on the top in form of like false lights with some light LEDs in there. That stops it from breaking the top so easily. And we did actually lose a pin out of one of the axles where a wheel nut come undone, but that could happen to any car. And literally, easy fix, you know, wheel nut out the toolbox, boom, little pin in there, and away you go. So that being said, right, let's get some video up, and then you can watch it blasting down the track and doing a few crashes. Then you can all say to me, oh, yes, lovely, I want one. Where do I get one from? And I'll say, there's a link below. You can get and buy it. While you're at it, click the other link, buy me a coffee. And if you don't want to do any of that, just like and subscribe and make me happy by being one of my lovely people. And then you can see more of me standing here speaking rubbish about cars every day of your life, you lucky, lucky people. Right, here comes the video. See you in a minute. Bye. That was short and sweet. As you can see, we was up chatting Dean out the track, jumping over the middle, doing that kind of stuff. We was up there with the Mojave, we was up there with the XT, and we was up there with this on that particular day. Fast, relatively stable, bonkers in a jump. What can you say, eh? 130 quid? Get out and buy one. Yeah? So, anyway, that was a short and sweet review for you, but I think you've got a decent motor there. So, yeah, I got one. I'll buy one. Yeah, I love them. Thanks for watching Fat Boy RC, and I'll catch you in the next vid. See you later. Bye.